The front line around Chasov Yar has reignited. In the morning hours, a UAV unit from the Ukrainian Army's 101st OBR 3rd Battalion detected heavy enemy movement. Russian troops were massing among the old structures near the edge of the forest. Minutes later, Fpv kamikaze UAVs ascended into the sky and the drone strikes began. The operation was executed with cold precision, strike, and flawless timing. Every drone followed its designated route with millimeter accuracy. The UAV operators then utilized terrifying agility and ruthless accuracy to completely neutralize these hiding Russian soldiers. Some troops desperately attempted to seek trenches, but there was no escape. Destructive efficiency and decisive superiority were intertwined. The enemy defensive positions were reduced to ashes, and the munitions depots were disabled. The Ukrainian Army's 34th Separate Defense Brigade, attached to the 30th Marines, is systematically neutralizing the enemy on the Eastern Front with ruthless precision strike. In the clash, the units acted with cold determination, showering and destroying Russian defensive positions one by one. Russian soldiers attempted to hide beneath the wreckage, but it was futile. Reconnaissance UAVs swiftly detected the enemy troops trying to conceal themselves among the ruins. There was no escape. FP-5 drones vectored onto the targets within seconds. Russian forces scrambled for cover in the trenches, but the precision strikes made any escape impossible. Successive hits torn apart the remaining ruins in the area. Finally, yet another underground bunker was detected by Ukrainian drone operators. The enemy had attempted to use this location for concealment and as a munitions depot, but it instantly became the target zone of a kamikaze drone and was utterly destroyed. In the early hours of the day, Ukrainian kamikaze UAV units detected enemy armored vehicles hidden in a forested sector. The enemy's attempts to camouflage and conceal these vehicles were utterly futile, Simon. With a sudden approach and a decisive result, the enemy equipment was destroyed. This was a rapid drone strike, ensuring nothing on the battlefield remains hidden. It didn't stop there. Next, the kamikaze drones were immediately vectored toward another vehicle, which the UAV approached and destroyed. Subsequently, yet another enemy vehicle was located inside an underground bunker. Finally, Ukrainian drone operators directed their drones toward the edge of the forest, where an approaching enemy vehicle packed with Russian troops was sighted. The Russian soldiers attempted to bail out and flee the vehicle, but the outcome was obvious to everyone. There was no escape. On open terrain, a Russian BMD-3 became the target zone of the sharp eye of the Ukrainian army. The FPV kamikaze. When Ukrainian reconnaissance units detected enemy movement in the early morning, the UAV operators sprang into action within seconds. The kamikaze drone was vectored toward the target with cold precision, strike, and flawless timing. The vehicle was traversing a wide, open steppe with no trenches or protective defensive positions available. The warhead-laden FP-5 approached the top panel of the armored vehicle with deadly accuracy. A momentary silence, followed by a massive blast. The BMD-3 was obliterated, the crew was neutralized, and the vehicle was rendered completely disabled. In the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, this military engagement unfolded in the Pokrovsk direction during the first hours of the morning. Ukrainian Army FPV drone teams spotted Russian soldiers concealed among the ruins. The enemy squad, taking cover in the shadows of the concrete walls, was caught by the cold camera eye of the reconnaissance UAV. A silent order was given mere seconds later. Commence the drone strike. The enemy soldier attempts to stay hidden, but the drone tracks them down and neutralizes them. There is simply no escape from the relentless hunt of the FP-5 drone operators on the battlefield. As you can see, the ruins are being destroyed. Then another enemy soldier is spotted. He runs and enters a bunker, but escaping the drone strike is near impossible. The FPV kamikaze drone advanced at low altitude, locking onto the target. The drone's guided missile payload engaged, and the target zone was obliterated within seconds. The FPV drone operators immediately deployed a second UAV. The kamikaze drone, gliding through a narrow street with a sharp maneuver, disabled the last pocket of resistance with an overwhelming strike. If you subscribe to my channel right now, you can easily find and watch my videos tomorrow and in the coming days. Feel free to like the video and share what's on your heart in the comments for everyone to see. On the Eastern Front, the morning silence in the Pokrovsk direction was shattered once again by a Ukrainian Fpv drone. Reconnaissance footage detected a Russian soldier attempting to conceal himself in a narrow trench. The target was confirmed, the attack authorization was given, and then that familiar buzz of the UAV was heard. The first munition was delivered, marking the start of a new drone strike on the front line. The massive blast echoed across the battlefield with a cloud of dust and smoke, but the operation was not over. Next, a second FPV drone entered its flight path with millimeter accuracy. This time, the drone positioned itself at low speed, releasing its second munition with cold precision, strike, and flawless timing. The Ukrainian Army's FPV drone units continue to secure decisive superiority on the front line with such assaults. It is clear these operations are critical not only tactically, but also for their psychological impact, as every successful UAV attack sows fear and chaos across Russian defensive positions. The unwavering resolve of the Ukrainian army is once again on display in the Donbass. On the front line, the Unmanned Systems Battalion and Reconnaissance Company of the 36th Separate Marine Brigade are active. Their objective? To neutralize the enemy's logistics route, equipment, and personnel. The operation, which began in the early morning, kicked off with reconnaissance UAVs locating enemy defensive positions. Coordinates were established within minutes. The first kamikaze UAV launched, vectoring toward the target with cold precision strike. The second FPV drone immediately followed. The ruins were completely obliterated. This coordinated drone strike was not just a military success. It was a demonstration of tactical perfection. The Ukrainian Army's 54th Separate Mechanized Brigade has today obliterated two of Russia's most fortified elements, two enemy tanks in a single precision strike operation. The engagement commenced in the early morning hours when reconnaissance UAVs detected the enemy armored vehicles. After locking onto the target, the first drone slammed directly into the tank. The second FPV drone also raced toward the enemy tank. It was an overwhelming and unforgettable strike. Russia's armored vehicle pressure on the front line has once again collapsed in the face of tactical genius.